Hello, friends. Good day to you. Welcome to your MLB Daily Recap. The Mariners walked off winners yesterday in Seattle, 2-1 over the Yankees when Cal Raleigh slapped a ground ball single into right field, bringing home Leo Rivas to end this pitcher's duel in the bottom of the ninth. What a gem from Luis Castillo. 6 innings of shutout baseball with 7 strikeouts, keeping those Bronx Bombers completely off balance. Matt Brash picked up the victory in relief, while Paul Blackburn absorbed the loss for New York. Cole Young was the offensive star for Seattle, collecting 3 hits in 4 trips to the plate and driving in a run. Leo Rivas and Brendan Donovan each added 2 knocks apiece, setting the table for Raleigh's heroics. Giancarlo Stanton led the Yankees with 2 hits, but the Pinstripers simply could not push runs across when it mattered most. A nail-biter at the ballpark yesterday. One swing of the bat made all the difference between heartbreak and jubilation. The Cleveland Guardians silenced the Dodgers yesterday in Los Angeles 4-2. Young Parker Messick was absolutely masterful on that mound, spinning 6 shutout innings while fanning 5 Dodger batters. The kid had Los Angeles hitters flailing at air all afternoon. Cade Smith surrendered a pair of runs in the ninth, but slammed that door shut when it mattered most. Stephen Kwan was the toast of Cleveland, going 3 for 5 with a run batted in, spraying line drives to all fields like a man possessed. Austin Hedges contributed 2 hits from behind the plate, and Angel Martinez added a pair of his own. Roki Sasaki absorbed the defeat despite striking out 4 in just 4 innings of work. Justin Robleski couldn't stop the bleeding in long relief, coughing up 3 earned runs. Andy Pages collected 2 hits in a losing cause for the home club. Sometimes the brightest stars get dimmed by a hungrier team from the heartland. The Texas Rangers lassoed the Baltimore Orioles yesterday 5-2, roping themselves a fine victory at Camden Yards. Young Jack Leiter was simply magnificent on the mound, spinning 6 innings of 2-run ball while fanning 8 Orioles batters to collect the win. Tyler Alexander slammed the door in the ninth, earning the save with 2 punch-outs of his own. Jake Berger was the man with the hot bat for Texas, going 2 for 4 and driving in a pair of runs with that thunderous swing of his. Brandon Nimmo chipped in 2 hits and knocked home a run himself. Chris Bassett absorbed the loss for Baltimore, surrendering 4 earned runs over 4 1/3 innings. Gunnar Henderson provided the lone bright spot for the home club, clubbing a solo homer and finishing 2 for 4 with both Orioles runs batted in. The Rangers showed yesterday they have teeth, and Baltimore learned the hard way that Texas came to play. The Rays swiped 1 from the Brewers in Milwaukee yesterday, 3-2, in a nail-biter that had everyone on the edge of their seats. Yandy Diaz came up absolutely golden, going 2 for 4 with a home run and a run batted in. That man swings the lumber like he means business, folks. Johnny DeLuca added his own round-tripper, driving in another crucial run. William Contreras kept the Brewers in the fight, launching a 2-run blast of his own, going 2 for 4, but it simply was not enough. Garrett Cleavinger earns the victory with 1 inning of scoreless relief, striking out 2. Kevin Kelly slammed the door for the save, recording that final out. Trevor McGill takes the hard luck loss, surrendering that decisive run in the 10th. Kyle Harrison pitched magnificently for Milwaukee, fanning 8 in 5 innings, but the bullpen could not hold the line. Sometimes baseball comes down to 1 swing, and yesterday Tampa Bay had the last one. The Mets strangled the Cardinals in St. Louis yesterday, 4-2, holding on with pitching and grit when it mattered most. Clay Holmes collected the victory, working 5 2/3 innings, surrendering just 2 earned runs while fanning 5. Kyle Leahy absorbed the defeat for St. Louis, tagged for all 4 Mets runs across 5 frames. Devin Williams slammed the door in the ninth, striking out 1 to notch the save. Bo Bichette delivered the thunder for New York, driving in both crucial runs on a 1 for 5 afternoon. Jorge Polanco sprayed 2 hits across 5 trips, keeping rallies alive with that sweet left-handed stroke. For the Redbirds, Nolan Gorman launched a solo blast that momentarily gave the home faithful hope, while Alec Burleson collected 2 knocks in a losing effort. The bullpen combination of Myers, Raley, and Williams was simply masterful, surrendering nothing over 3 1/3 frames. Sometimes pitching and timely hitting are all you need, and yesterday the Mets had both. The Cincinnati Reds blanked the Pittsburgh Pirates yesterday, 2-0, behind a masterful pitching performance at Great American Ballpark. Young Chase Burns was absolutely magnificent on the mound, scattering hits across 5 scoreless innings while fanning 7 Pittsburgh batters to collect the victory. The Reds' bullpen then slammed the door shut, with Connor Phillips nailing down the save. Poor Braxton Ashcraft absorbed the hard luck loss, surrendering just 2 earned runs over 6 frames. Will Benson provided all the offense Cincinnati would need, driving in the game's first run to give his club the early cushion they'd never relinquish. A gem in the Queen City. The Washington Nationals steamrolled the Philadelphia Phillies yesterday 13-2 in a game that saw Phillies skipper Rob Thompson get the early heave-ho from first base umpire Marvin Hudson. Once Thompson departed, so did Philadelphia's chances. Foster Griffin earned the victory, scattering 2 runs over 5 innings while fanning 5. Tyjuan Walker absorbed the loss, surrendering 6 earned in 4 2/3. The big noise at the plate belonged to Luis Garcia Jr., who went 2 for 6 and drove home 3 runs as Washington's bat simply would not quit. A thorough shellacking in the city of brotherly love. The Chicago White Sox hammered the Miami Marlins 9-4 yesterday, and oh, my friends, Miguel Vargas put on a clinic. That young man launched a grand slam to left field, clearing the bases with authority. 6 runs batted in on the afternoon for Vargas, a performance for the ages. Davis Martin earns the victory, working 5 innings and fanning 6 Marlins. Chris Paddock takes the loss, surrendering 8 earned runs in just 4 frames of work. Jordan Hicks slammed the door with a save, and the White Sox take this one going away down in Miami. What a walloping they delivered. The Rockies hammered the Toronto Blue Jays yesterday 14-5 in a slugfest at Rogers Center. Colorado pounded out hit after hit, chasing 6 Toronto pitchers to the showers. Chase Dollander picks up the victory, going 4 innings with 5 strikeouts. Louis Varland takes the loss after 1 1/3 frames. The big bat belonged to Ezequiel Tovar. The young shortstop went 3 for 6 with 3 runs batted in, swinging the lumber like a man possessed. Colorado put up crooked numbers all afternoon long, and Toronto simply had no answer for that Rocky Mountain thunder. The Cubs throttled the Los Angeles Angels yesterday at Wrigley Field 7-2 behind a masterful performance from Edward Cabrera. The right-hander worked 6 innings of shutout ball, fanning 5 Angels batters while scattering hits like autumn leaves in the Chicago wind. Ryan Johnson took the loss for Los Angeles, lasting just 3 1/3 innings while surrendering 6 earned runs. The lone bright spot for the Halos came from Yoan Moncada, who launched a 2-run homer to account for all the Angels scoring. Colin Rea nailed down the save with 4 strikeouts over 3 frames. The Houston Astros throttled the Boston Red Sox yesterday, 8-1. Jose Altuve was simply magnificent, going 4 for 4 with 2 home runs and 2 runs batted in. Lance McCullers Jr. was masterful on the mound, spinning 7 innings while striking out 9 Boston batters to earn the victory. The Royals corralled the Minnesota Twins yesterday, 3-1. Chris Bubich was masterful on the mound, scattering hits across 6 innings while surrendering just a single earned run. Kyle Isbell's 2-run blast provided all the cushion Kansas City would need. The Atlanta Braves blanked the Athletics yesterday, 4-0. Bryce Elder was simply masterful on the mound, spinning 6 scoreless innings while striking out 5, and Mauricio Dubon supplied all the thunder Atlanta needed with 3 hits and 3 runs batted in. The Diamondbacks corralled the Tigers yesterday, 9-6 out there in the Arizona desert. Michael Soroka was simply magnificent on the mound, spinning 5 shutout innings while fanning 10 Detroit batters. A masterful performance that sent Justin Verlander to an early shower with the loss. The Giants edged past the Padres yesterday, 3-2, in a pitcher's duel down in San Diego. Landon Roop was magnificent on the mound, spinning 6 shutout innings while fanning 7 Padre batters to earn the victory. Ryan Walker slammed the door for the save. Now let's take a peek at the leaderboards from the 2026 regular season. Friends, Joey Wiemer is absolutely scorching the horsehide, sitting pretty atop the hit parade at patent 800 for Washington. Over in Cleveland, young Chase DeLauter is mashing round trippers with 4 already. And Tampa's Yandy Diaz is collecting safeties like nobody's business with 11 hits. And now the men on the mound in the 2026 regular season. What a start for these hurlers, folks. Dylan Cease is dealing absolute smoke up in Toronto, racking up 12 punch-outs already. Andrew Abbott carries a pristine 0.00 earned run average for the Reds, and Kevin Gausman is simply untouchable with that microscopic 0.17 whip. And a quick look at the standings, friends. Over in the National League East, we've got ourselves a 3-way logjam. Washington, Miami, and New York all knotted up at 3-1. Tighter than a new glove, that one. Meanwhile, those Dodgers are running away with it out west. 2 full games clear already. Until tomorrow. And remember, a little effort today is tomorrow's highlight reel. Good day, everybody.